On the baseline. Caruso. LaVine. On the reverse. The Bulls running. Ball wants another. Yes!
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central. I'm your host, CEO Haize. Just Haize here. Nonetheless, we have an exciting preseason game from the Bulls to talk about. Now, with this game, the Bulls faced the Pelicans. They were missing both Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. So the Bulls took care of business as the Bulls should have and should be expected to when they're facing a team like this. Now, the thing with this game is that just that continued fast-paced, active on defense team that we have seen has been, it's here in this game as well. They create a lot of transition opportunities just by being active on defense, and it's great to see. It's great to see this team come together in the way that they have in 2 preseason games in, and it's just going to continue to get better. When we talk about building chemistry, yes, they started early, coming into camp early, 2 weeks early, just hanging out, enjoying each other, learning each other, everything like that, having training camp, practices. Now these preseason games where they're winning, this team has a level of excitement that we haven't seen from players on this team in a very long time, and it's showing on the court. And that's what makes this Bulls team so dangerous. One of the things, before I get into any specifics with how specific players played, the thing that in watching these 2 preseason games, and yes, the competition hasn't been the best. We played the Pelicans, missing 2 of their best players. Played the Cavaliers, which aren't a very good team. They have a lot of young talent there, but aren't a very good team. The thing that's going to make this Bulls team so dangerous in the season is they're going to be hard to game plan for, because it can really come from anyone on any given night. The way that the fluidity in which the ball moves and the way that everybody's playing for each other, playing for the team, is going to make this team difficult. When you have players with the scoring ability, like I said, 4 of our starters with the scoring ability that they have, it's going to make it so dangerous. And that's not even considering if Patrick Williams takes the leap offensively as well. This team isn't going to be easy for anyone to guard with. And then, when we talk about like how this team also off the bench, like Alex Caruso, I think I'm going to start there and talk about player specifics. Alex Caruso, let's look at his stat line real quick. 22 minutes, 2 for 2 for 3 from the 3-point. He had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. He was plus 22 in the plus minus, and 10 points on the game. Listen, I'm going to say this, and there's going to be, as trying to do the show, I always try to be very level-headed in my predictions, very level-headed in the way that I take a look at this team and I talk about the team, and I just want to be fair. I try not to let my fandom take over, right? But I'm probably going to have 2 takes that I know a lot of Bulls fans are probably going to agree with, but I don't know how much, like, outside, if you're not just a huge fan of this team and this organization, how you're going to agree with this. But Alex Caruso is going to be a 6-man candidate. And I would go on to say that if the Bulls have the level of success that we think that they can have, and it looks like they can have, and us as fans hope that they can have, Alex Caruso is going to win 6-man of the year. Just look at what he's able to do and how he's able. Like, Alex Caruso wasn't able in the team with him and how he had to play with the Lakers. He wasn't able to do some of the things he's going to be able to do. Some of his skill set that wasn't hugely evident all the time on the Lakers, he's going to have the green light to shoot here. He's going to have the green light to make more decisions, especially depending on who he's out there on the court with. And, when you talk about Zach LaVine playing off the ball, having Lonzo, having a player like Caruso, having a player like DeMar, it's all going to help that. And I really do think Alex Caruso has the chance to be in 6-man of the year consideration. We know the city of Chicago is going to fucking love him. He is a player that we love here in this organization. But the next hot take that I'm going to have, right, and I'm going to start this off by talking about Lonzo Ball, and Lonzo Ball being 5 for 6 from 3-pointer, not hesitating at all to shoot that 3. Having moments where it was a couple of shots that he off one dribble pulled up, shot and shot the 3 confidently. That confidence building on him with him is going to, here's the thing, here's the hot take of the episode. If Lonzo Ball continues this offensive ability and growth and the ability to shoot 40% from 3, in which Zach LaVine talked about after the game, but as well as like how he plays on defense, the fact that he doesn't back down from anyone defensively. Like, yes, I know Lonzo has had a reputation as a defender, but I think even that is going to progress as well this season. The Bulls may have the best backcourt in the NBA this year if everything continues. And that's the hot take that I know that everyone may not agree with. The Bulls have the potential to have the best backcourt in the NBA. When you talk, I don't want to hear about Brooklyn. I don't give a damn about any of that. And you know why? It's not because that I doubt their ability. Like, we know Kyrie and fucking Harden can be the best backcourt in the league, right? That goes without saying. But are they going to stay healthy? Is Kyrie going to stay focused all season? When you have two young players, and Zach LaVine and Lonzo Ball are still very, very young, when you have those two players that are both hungry and have the chips on their shoulders, Zach LaVine coming off an Olympic year, and we'll talk about his game a little bit here in a second, but the Chicago Bulls absolutely have the chance of having the best backcourt in the NBA. When you talk about Zach LaVine's also improvement on defense, two backcourt players that have the ability to score, the ability to defend. Yes, one's better at one aspect than the other, but it seems so seamless with fitting each other in. And yes, on paper, we thought that Lonzo was going to be the perfect complement to Zach LaVine in that backcourt. But Lonzo and what he's been showing with a rise in aggression, and it's not going to be every night that Lonzo shoots 5 from 6. It's not going to be every night that Lonzo probably takes a lot of 3-point shots, just depending on how the rest of the team is playing. But the Chicago Bulls have absolutely the chance to have the best backcourt in the NBA, and I stand on that. You can stamp that with the Hill sign of a seal of approval. You can take a picture of me and make a. There you go. That's my take. I think that the Bulls absolutely have that ability. And Zach LaVine's game. Let's talk about how effortless Zach LaVine looks on the court. Coming from an Olympic run in which he even talked about him learning what it takes to win and win at a high level. Zach is playing out there as a player with extreme confidence in not only himself but his teammates, and extreme confidence in what he's able to do. It's all amazing to see, and it's fun to see as a Bulls fan. Zach LaVine's stat line in this game: 28 minutes, 2 for 7 from 3. He had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 21 points. All effortless out there. Let's talk, and I know I talked a little bit about this team's, the offense is going to get a lot, but this team had 12 steals over the course of the game, right? Let me double check that. 14 steals. I was short by 2. 14 steals over the course of this game, 4 coming from Vucevic, 2 from Javonte Green, 2 from Lonzo Ball, 1 from Zach LaVine, and then bench players as well having that and filling that out. That is bananas. And I'm not saying we can average that as a team, but we're active in the passing lanes. We're active on defense, and that's going to help that transition game that the Bulls want to get out to and play fast. Playing fast just to play fast doesn't work in the NBA, but when you can turn that defense into quick offense, and a team with the ability to shoot like we do, that's dangerous. Now, I do want to focus some on Vooch, right? And that's because I didn't talk about Vooch very much at all in the first preseason game. And Vucevic, I've said this before, he's one of those players that his contributions go largely unnoticed. And it's hard to say that for a player who it's crazy to say that for a player who averages 20 points, but because everything he does out there is kind of just, it's effortless. He just plays. He's one of those players where, over the course of the game, you'll notice what he does. And then when you go back and look at the box score, you'll be like, oh, he did so much more. And it's going to be great to have that on this team. Even, in the first game, him coming out in transition a little bit more, everyone on this team is excited to play, and that's what's going to play in as well. I want to talk about Javonte Green starting again. And, when you look at Javonte Green's stat line, 18 minutes, 2 for 2 from the field goal, 3 for 3 from free throw shooting. He had 7 points, and he had 6 rebounds as well. Javonte Green, when you look at moving that to the bench, it's going to be such a great piece to have on this team. A player who really, he's out there playing power forward, so that means he can play probably, goddamn, the 2 through the 4. If not, maybe someone we wouldn't need him to play the 1. But I'm just saying, and sliding Patrick Williams in there instead of him, just think about the way that I just said that this team plays the defensive lanes and is always active on defense, and we're probably missing our best defender in Patrick Williams. And when Patrick Williams gets back out there on the court, it's going to be just beautiful basketball. And I can't wait to see And Patrick Williams is missing this game again. I know we all miss him. We can't wait to see DeMar DeRozan, 7 for 18 from field goal. I'm sorry, no, I was looking at Vooch's stat line. DeMar DeRozan, 28 minutes, 6 for 13, 0 for 1 from 3, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 12 points. And that's DeMar DeRozan, as much as he's been a 20-point per game scorer over the course of his career, when you look at him coming into this team and coming into this season, I expected him to probably be our second highest scorer, maybe third behind Vucevic. And he may even be lower on that if Lonzo Ball keeps showing this offensive ability. And that's because, when DeMar's going to have the ball in his hands, he's going to have players playing off the ball that are going to be so dangerous that I don't know if the scoring numbers are going to be where he has. And I know people are probably going to use that to talk about a decline or whatever else. But DeMar DeRozan is going to be that veteran that just gets shit done. And he's going to absolutely have tons of opportunity to score, and he rightfully should. But just don't be surprised if DeMar DeRozan's role on this team as far as the numbers, the raw scoring numbers, are lower than probably what he's done over the course, and they should be. The Bulls are going to be playing winning basketball. And that's the thing, right? That is so warming about this team is that everyone seems to not be worried about stats. They're worried about wins, right? They're worried about what they need to do to win these games and to put themselves and this team in a better opportunity. When you have players that are willing to sacrifice like that, it's your team can play above even what it looks like how good they're gonna be on paper. The Bulls are gonna be in every game this season. It looks like Alize Johnson. I want to talk about him some because as much as Alex Caruso is absolutely a Bull and the type of player that this franchise loves, Alize Johnson is going to be that as well. He's going to have to earn his minutes over the course of the season, especially once Patrick Williams is back, to see how this rotation fills out. But his activity, if nothing else, his activity on the boards is going to make every team have to fight for rebounds against us. The way that he plays, the heart in which he plays with, he had a sequence in this game, a pass to, I believe it was Alex Caruso that, it wasn't like a highlight reel pass or anything, but it showed that he not only, he pays attention on offense. I think Alize Johnson is going to be an underrated pickup on this team, especially if we, God forbid, run into any more injury issues. But, playing de facto backup center in this one, his stat line, 14 minutes, he had 9 rebounds still, 5 assists, and 4 points. Listen, that's going to be a nice piece to have off the bench, especially when, our big man depth is constantly talked about and questioned. Alize Johnson may make all that go away now. We even had an appearance from Marko Simonovic this game. Didn't play very much, 5 minutes, 0 for 1 shooting. It was good to see him get out there. Billy Donovan went deep on the bench. I think everyone who was available tonight got some minutes. And, in a blowout like this, they should have. Take a look at as many people as you can. Stanley Johnson with 15 minutes as well, 4 points on this one, 1 for 3 shooting. He had a plus minus of -8, which is kind of, it sticks out there, especially considering the margin in which we played at. But, his minutes didn't come in any type of crunch time or anything. So, it makes sense there. I don't know what Stanley Johnson's role on this team is going to be once the regular season rolls out. But, just wanted to point that out. He played 15 minutes. Troy Brown Jr. also with 13 minutes, 2 for 4 shooting, had a plus minus of plus 16. And Derrick Jones Jr. also with a plus minus of plus 15. He played 10 minutes this game. So we got to see a lot of everyone. Not much Io in this game at all. Io with 8 minutes coming in, plus minus of -1, 4 points, 2 for 4 shooting. I'm surprised he didn't play more minutes, especially in this game. But I don't think Io, and I'm not to saying that he won't have the skill, and not to say that he may not work. I just don't see Io. Once everyone's healthy, he'll probably be in the G League, I think. But he's going to be one of those players that every time he's going to show flashes, and see how they decide to bring him along. And like I said, God forbid any more injuries or anything like that. But overall, this game was one that the Bulls should have won. It was one that it was nice to see the Bulls show up in the way that they did. And like I said, I really do think that the Bulls are going to have the best backcourt in the NBA, or have the chance to. Let me not say for sure, but I think that may surprise some people. That it may surprise some people just how good the Bulls backcourt is. And I know, like, the Lonzo Ball signing was never really, I didn't see many people much hate on it or doubt at all. But I don't know if people realize just how quite well this may work out, considering that if Lonzo still progresses, and he wasn't playing to his strengths a lot on the Pelicans last year. We have the Cavaliers up again. As of this recording, it's tomorrow. It's on Sunday. So I'll probably be getting a video up very shortly after that game. It won't take me long to get that video up. So I probably won't be, I've been doing them the next morning, but I'll probably get that one out the next day. And what I want to hear from you guys, right, down in the comment section before we go, I want to hear from you guys. What did you love most? What have you loved most about the Bulls preseason so far? But let's not just because it's easy to sing praises, especially when they've been winning by the margins that they have been. Let's also, what's something that you would like to see the Bulls do better at? Whether it's giving somebody more minutes to kind of see what they can do, something you think they can tighten up on either side of the game, or something you think that they, you'd like to see them just improve on. Let's also have that conversation, hopefully, down in the comment section. I love you guys, man. Like I like to end every podcast on, go Bulls. Love you guys. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.